And they're like, don't.
It's
and
kind of like giving me like rookie vibes that are going to go talk to Wes.
Yes, I agree.
You know what I mean?
But then
they're
she
all
goes-
rookies, essentially.
She goes, now, this is the other big brother. Now, don't tell anyone about this, Angela.
We have to keep this between us.
Us and Tyson. We're the only four that know. Don't tell anyone.
Except she tells Derek.
Except for I'm going to tell Derek. But I'm not going to let the television's not going to let us know that. Producers aren't going to let us know that. But
Until.
just us four are going to know the big plan. And we won't know if it's going to happen until we get into the arena.
Mm-hmm. What up, Challenge fans? We are Final Alliance Podcast. We just finished watching episode 4 of the Challenge USA titled Liberty and Justice for All. And we're back together this week.
We're back together this week. This makes me feel so much more comfortable. You know, I don't have to write anything
scary on
down.
your own.
Yeah, you know, but you gotta. It's more scary following your notes and trying to do it just like you do and write everything down. And I'm old. I have to pull out glasses, whatever else. You pointed that out on social media.
I loved
appreciate
it.
that.
You look great in your glasses.
Thank you very much. But
you did a great job.
I like being here, and then you know, and now I get to watch when you actually tell me about things like, oh, that would have made me cry. Well, we watched it together. You didn't cry, but
Right.
there might be other things that come up later when I tell stories about maybe, I don't know, some 5th grade girlfriend or some Conway Twitty song. But that's what I do. I go off on tangents. You take the notes and you tell me, you keep me on path, and that's what I like best about this. I'm very happy you're back. Florida was great, I hear, and I'm sure everyone watching and listening is happy as well.
A little tan.
Yeah, there you go.
A little beach time.
Sure.
So we just watched the episode together.
We did?
Down right now, starting the podcast. So let's get into it. Episode starts following the win from Dom and Cachet last week.
Yeah.
I did watch that this week to kind of catch up. That was nerve-wracking with him not plugging the pipe.
Yeah, it is dumb on his part. You know, you can, I guess, there's times it happens. You can only toot your horn so much and then actually think like it's always going to work. And eventually, you know, it's not going to toot for you. So I was
proud that I was happy they won. You know, I had really enjoyed James, but for whatever reason, I was rooting for Dom and Cachet.
Yeah, see, I forgot his name already. That's how quick it is. I just call him Anorexic Mario and move on. So, like, it's just like...
Don't say that.
You can!
You can just call him Mario. Don't say anorexic.
Super thin Mario, whatever.
Yeah, you could say lean.
Reverse Mario?
Lean.
Reverse Mario. From now on, it's reverse Mario because we were talking about his bibs, and Mario wears red bibs, right? And he was wearing blue.
Okay.
And then, and Mario was a little bit plump, and he was not. So, reverse Mario.
All right.
Yeah. Mario and Jace. Yeah, Bizarro Mario.
Bizarro Mario.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry, yeah. Anyway,
TJ informs us of these new teams, you know, because the algorithm.
The perfect
algorithm.
Oh my God, this is brought up twice in this episode. The perfect algorithm is that's what they get right back into. But it was, you know, they gave us what happened last, but they also give us like kind of what they were doing like previously. So they kind of let us know that there might be some cracks coming up. It's
yes.
No, so the lead in kind of gave you what you might expect in this episode.
Absolutely. So we're down to 22 contestants. The teams are Leo and Desi, Kyland and Alyssa, Ben and Azza, Enzo and Cachet, David and Justine, Xavier and Shan, David and Kira, Derek and Sarah, Tyson and Kayla, Dominic and Angela, and Cinco and Shannon.
Mm-hmm.
Then before the challenge, we see just a little bit of people meeting together, strategizing. Cachet and Justine are kind of strategizing a little bit. You know, talking about, you know, Love Island people, we want to stick together.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Blah, blah, blah. Everyone's
They
against
didn't
them.
mention it this
I know
week,
they
which
didn't,
I was
but,
grateful
you know,
for.
I'll still keep it.
They are beautiful, but we don't need to hear it all the time.
Sure. TJ says.
Alyssa and Derek are strategizing. They obviously they were aligned with Xavier in Big Brother, but they were on the outside of the cookout. So they kind of want to go after him.
Yeah, it's stuff that was brought up in episode 1. More Alyssa than Derek, but Derek's like, hey, I'm going to keep my friends close and my enemies like closer. I'm not going to act like, you know, I'm going to forgive to your face, but not forget. So this was kind of like episode 1. And then the 2 and 3, the sandwich was made about like, well, Big Brother stays together, and Survivor stays together. And Love Island, you guys just and Amazing Race, you guys just figure it out wherever you fall.
Right.
So.
But they did also mention they're like, well, David and Justine, that could be an option as well.
Yeah.
X and Shan are talking because now they're partnered up. Shan makes a really good point. She says, I'm your best insurance policy and you're my best insurance policy right now, because she's a Survivor person. He's a Big Brother person. So that seemingly makes them seem safe-ish.
Sure.
But then, of course, at this point that I'm hearing you in my head, I'm like, they're already talking about wanting to put X in. X was the person that said previously on the challenge. I'm like,
Yeah, but X did the previous on the challenge the episode before when they did the jump in and the hot tub.
Oh yeah, and there was nothing in the water.
Yes, but you may have said it in your head, but you did say something later on in the episode that you are catching on to the foreshadowings there. Definitely.
Well, and then X is in an interview and he says, about what happened last season, and he's like, I've moved on from it.
Oh, he sure did.
It just made me laugh because it's like, well, obviously you moved on from it. You're the one that won.
Listen, Alyssa was my best friend in the house, and she was mine as well. And I consider her my biggest ally right now in this challenge. Did I backstab her? Sure. Kylan, I kind of had to do the same thing, but I moved on. I'm over it, and I think they are too. They should be over it, and there shouldn't be anything wrong with it, except for that you got $500,000, $600,000, $750,000.
Right.
I don't care what
and
it
they
is.
Didn't.
They didn't. Yeah, you're still getting residuals probably off of the stuff, and he's like, I moved on, so everybody should.
Right. Well, here's
that is an arrogant thing to do, and that's arrogance that maybe why they're just like still harboring it, because even who knows what happened, and they'll go through the episode that pictures that they have where they hung out or whatever. But the idea that he's just like, move on now. Hey, without me in the cookout, you wouldn't be on this challenge. That's where he's getting at. I mean, he's so close to saying it. He didn't say it. I made the cookout, which he didn't. Tiffany did. And I won this game, and I made you guys better, bigger people than bigger personalities. And you're here now to compete because of me. He should have just said that.
Right.
That's how arrogant he's coming off. As like, I moved on. You should too. It was a bad look.
Well, and I feel like, okay, so Big Brother ends what? End of September-ish?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
This filmed around March, so we're looking about 6 months later. In actual world, they probably did move on. Like, yeah, I got it. He did it for the game. But putting them back into a competition-based show, yeah, they're not over it. They remember what happened.
You could do that to me. You could backstab me. You could do whatever else. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, we want you to go to Minneapolis and go hang out at this bar. We're going to pay you $25,000. You guys get to hang out for the night. I'm going to be like, okay, all the photo ops, everybody, and $25,000. Hey, look at us. And everyone else come around. We're going to be great.
Right.
We got one night that we got to hang out. Maybe we don't even have to stay in the same hotel or anything like that. Sure. And then they're going to go, oh, that went over well. And someone out there is going to be like, Denver next weekend. Sure. Pictures again. Absolutely. But when you're in the house and you're competing, different story.
Yep.
I'm not getting appearance fees. I'm not getting to these photo ops. I'm not on Instagram hashtagging things. Now it's time to win some money.
Yes.
And by the way, a chance to win the whole thing and to go on for the World Championship, streaming live only
on Paramount Plus.
Oh my God, TJ, you sell out. What happened to you?
But it does kind of remind me of like, ooh, I got a clue from TJ on my T-Mobile sidekick too.
That's a great call. I couldn't figure out where I was thinking more like when American Idol started doing their Coca-Cola placement.
Oh my God, they were right there.
But it really was hey everybody, we got a clue from our T-Mobile sidekick. Yeah, good call. That's a better call. I wish I would have come up with that. Yeah, because that's exactly what it was. It was streaming live. Yeah, but anyway, that's the thing. Like you can be friends when they're paying you for appearances to do these things. San Francisco, whatever
or
else.
Just like chilling, being like, that was a game move. I understand that was a game move, but you put me back in a game situation. I'm going to remember that you sold me down the river.
You did it before.
There's
once bitten, twice shy. Come on.
Word.
Yeah. So anyway, good job. He moved on. Some other people did.
He moved on.
Yeah. Come on. You know what he was fine with? He was fine with Tiffany going last week.
Yeah, he sure didn't. He sure didn't have an issue with that, did he?
Yeah, see, he was fine.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe she should. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Sorry. Spent too much time on that. Maybe not.
Then we go to challenge day. TJ's wearing this orange puffy jacket.
Yeah.
I love me some TJ. I didn't love that look.
Orange is the
But
color,
that's
which is
okay.
weird. I thought he looked good and everything, but yeah.
I'll allow it. We all, every once in a while, it happens.
We're a fan for trivia.
But
We're looking
yeah,
forward to this, yeah.
he's laughing really hard, and everyone's like, "What's this?" Obviously, that means trivia.
Hmm?
TJ's favorite challenge, our favorite as viewers to watch as well.
Sure.
It's falling off the knowledge or the no ledge.
No ledge. And then that's now TJ redeems himself after his Paramount Plus thing when he's like, he said, or falling off the no ledge. And they're like, he's like, I didn't write it, guys. I'm like, good for him. Good for him for ad-libbing and being like, that's
I'm not
too
that
cheesy for me. Yeah, that's good for him for like, just be like, I want to point this out. I didn't write that. I am contractually obligated to say it. So,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
They're on the top of a building, 250 feet up. They're bungeed together with their partner.
Mhm.
There's a floor that'll drop below them, kind of like on those water slides is what
Sure,
it reminds
yeah,
me of.
yeah.
There's 3 rounds. So whoever wins the round goes on to the winner's circle. Whoever loses the round goes to the losers.
Whoever drops first goes to the losers.
And then obviously the first one down for the losers then will go straight into elimination. And then the winner of the winner's round is the winner overall. Oh, and it was 250 feet up in the air.
Okay, well, either or. This is the type of thing where they were very, very scared. Some of them, I was like, and there were some things being said, and maybe I'm jumping too far ahead, but it's just like, you guys don't watch this show. Like, and even like, they were like, what's the laugh, or what's he getting all excited about? And I was like, you guys don't watch this show. Like, it's trivia day, you know. And there was points like
Kylan has said he's watched,
and who was
Derek
partnered,
has said he's
who was
watched.
partnered with Cinco. She was like, Shannon, I believe.
Shannon.
She goes, she's like, man, of all days to have Cinco. Not like he's a dummy. She just like, I wanted physical. I wanted
right.
Like, this is the day. And I get that some of them probably like that. And we'll talk about some of the partners where they probably were like, oh, maybe this isn't. It has nothing to do with like mental or anything like that. It was just like, if it's physical. The only one that was really about mental is Tyson. I mean, that was ridiculous. Whatever he said about her. Like,
oh, yeah. He said Kayla has the look.
The look
or something like that she would be
and
good
something
at
else,
this.
and then he said the wisdom, and then he said it's in her face, and I was like, what does all of this mean? Like, it was borderline like, I don't know what you're
like
talking
you
about,
look
but
smart.
Yeah, but I was like, I don't even want to touch this.
That can
don't want to touch it.
You look smart could be a compliment, but the way he said it did not seem like a compliment.
No, not at all. And so, but
that was probably my nomination for cringeworthy.
Yeah, I get it. How it goes in order, and then you drop. It's not like because there's 2. It's not like one different question. We're used to like one different question at a time, and if you get it right, you get it wrong. Because you even said you go one time,
right?
Because we're so used to like once you get to 3
strikes,
and you're out.
Well, and what was it with that? Yeah, so it was just one time, and it was categories. So everybody got the same question. And it was just until somebody couldn't get it, or until there were no more options left.
But the categories were very,
for the majority of them,
broad.
I knew most of them. I will say I completely blanked on best actress or supporting actress in the last 10 years. I literally went completely blank. I had nobody.
Yeah, I mean,
that one I just was like, I literally have nobody. I don't know why.
It was there, but I mean the first one, and I don't know like what the very first one they said I couldn't even hear. I think we were still talking about like Jesus, you know. And then someone threw in Enzo threw out Kate Blanchett. Like I don't even like that came out of nowhere. And the some of the other ones like states were fine. New Hampshire, yeah, that's a tough one. I mean they were doing great. Yeah,
states with N.
The president was a dumb one to end
countries that say or speak Spanish.
Yeah. Traded on the market, heaviest animals, the top 10 heaviest animals. You know, they were
Catwoman.
Yeah, that one we had
that one. Yeah, that was second.
Yeah, that was no big deal. I wonder if they would have gone as far as to throwing in Eartha Kitt on television too. Was it just on movie only? Because
I think
they would have gone through the 4 or 5. I think we nailed them. It doesn't matter. You know. It was just a very broad range of trivia.
Right.
And
there was no spelling.
No, nothing like that. So, I don't know. It just seems strange. And then I will say this, and am I jumping too far ahead to talk about the losers round, or do you want to get through who won?
We can quickly just go through it. So round 1 was Danny and Kira. They got 4th, so they were the first ones out because he said Brazil. And then Zico and Shannon got 2nd. Shannon, by the way, looked adorable when you saw everybody standing up there because she's like very petite. So everyone in that group was like very, very tall. Yeah. She's just like, Dom and Angela and Xavier and Shan also in that round. Dom and Angela won it. My boy Danny mentioned his wife Kiki.
Yeah.
Love it.
Put that off your bingo card.
Right. I did see a bingo card on Reddit, and that's on it. Yep. We'll put that up on the screen because it's funny. There's different options. So round 2, Leo and Desi got 3rd. Kylan and Alyssa won it. Derek and Sarah got 4th. And then Tyson and Kayla got 2nd. Oh, Leo was extremely excited about the Catwoman question because apparently Leo is like super into cats.
I don't know. I was so with them when they're like, every girl in this house is annoyed with Leo. And I was like, I don't even say girl. I think I said everyone. I was like, you know what? Me too. I'm on board. I'm with the field on this one. I'm annoyed with him. So
yeah, I haven't minded him. But yeah, it's one of those when everybody seems to...
He had no edit at all except for that one thing about that he really likes cats or cat women or whatever else. That was it, though. Like, that was his only edit. So, yeah.
Well, and Derek didn't know who, like, one of the Catwoman people. And so they got last.
Yeah.
And Sarah's like, well, he acts like he's so smart. That's not a smart thing.
They're like, everyone says he's so smart, but I don't think so. Like, that's not smart. That's just, like, pop culture knowledge. Yeah, that doesn't, listen, just because I can name that doesn't make me feel smart. It makes me feel like I have way too much free time on my hands. Right. I should apply myself more. That's all.
I was impressed with Kylan, though. He knew everything, even down to, like, the presidents.
Yeah. I bashed him pretty well last week, and he did a good job on trivia.
Yeah, I've been kind of not really into him, but I feel like, redeemed himself these last 2 episodes. Leo also, made a joke about TJ's laugh, saying it was like Dr. Evil.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of cute. Round 3, David and Justine get 3rd place, Enzo and Cache 2nd, and then Ben and Azza get 1st. So then in the losers round, that means David and Justine, and Derek and Sarah, and Danny and Kira. I always want to say Kira.
Yeah, so this is a situation that I really thought TJ gave too much time on. This was the hockey question.
Oh, yes.
And it was who won, what team, just name a team that's won the Stanley Cup. Now,
I thought that was like, wow.
That was very broad.
Right.
You could, if you know what team, you do a shot in the dark and you'd be like, whatever. And obviously the one that cost him was, who dropped first was the Las Vegas Golden Knights, but they were just recently in the 2 years ago in the Stanley Cup Finals. They didn't win, but they're an expansion team. It's okay. But Danny, he's like Pittsburgh.
He took a long time.
And he's like, well, what's the name of the team? Pittsburgh hockey team. But what is the name of the team? And that's too much time. And I would have been like, drop him. And then I know where he says Penguins. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't have a big problem with this because, spoiler alert, who wins the episode for me? This Kira lady.
Yeah?
Oh my God, she's beautiful. Have you seen her dress in this thing? Oh, it's cut down.
I missed her dress.
Oh, I was so happy she got another edit. I was so worried I wouldn't get to see her one-on-ones anymore.
Yeah.
It's tan. It's cut perfectly. Woo.
Okay, so that's your crush? New crush?
Stunner. So I was like, hey, all right. Or it would be who wore it best. That we used to do who wore it best, our category. I was like, thank goodness she didn't drop. Maybe we get a little bit more. And she drops. She's like, he gets it right. She's like, oh, I was like, yes, she's in. Maybe we're going to get more one-on-ones. No, we're not going to. But who wore it best? Oh, good looking lady. Love that dress.
I missed it. How did I miss it?
I don't know.
I was so distracted.
Taking notes. See, this is why. Guess what? There wasn't a category last week. Who wore it best? Because I was busy taking notes. Now I don't have to do it. So
I was so distracted by TJ's jacket. I just.
Well, all right. Anyway, I said I would have been upset, been like, come on, this is taking too long. It's got to be a time limit. But he gets penguins, and they say, who says Golden Knight? Who says Las Vegas?
That was David and Justine.
David and Justine, which I put them at the right away when they did the pairs. I'm like, they're going to be
you did.
them,
you said
or
it
whatever
like right
else.
away.
I picked 3. I'm like, they're going to go down. And so, yeah.
And then the winners are Alyssa and Kylan.
Yeah, and it comes down to those two. They're rattling off presidents, and they do the first 3 in a row, and then so it's Tyson and Tyson's partner, and who's Tyson's partner?
Alyssa. Or wait, I'm sorry, Tyson
and
Kayla.
Kayla. We just talked about it. And she says Eisenhower.
She starts to say Eisenhower, but
and he
then
says Garfield,
it.
which is just as
Yeah, Eisenhower was like early 1950s, like Korean
40,
War.
He came in.
I think around 1950.
Eisenhower. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm thinking Roosevelt. Yeah, Eisenhower came in. Yes. Yeah, he was 50. So they and then but he says Garfield, which still was like no. So but they did nail the first 3, which is great. Kylan, but the thing is when he looks, that's where he gets impressive. Like he's saying it, but he's looking over. He's not just saying it, looking at his partner like, what do you think? He's looking down at Tyson like, I got this. Keep going. And that was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to put the pressure on him, even if they weren't looking that direction.
Dude paid attention in social studies. Ain't mad at that.
I guess so, yeah.
Back at the house, X is talking to Kylan and Alyssa. And essentially, he's like, don't put me in, but if you got to put me in, I'm going to come back and I'm after you. And then I'm going to go roll with Survivor.
This is typical Big Brother. We're going to go up to the HOH room.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you guys' heads at? I know I'm not going in, but, this and that. And they're like, And he's like, was there, did I do anything wrong? If there was, let's let bygones be bygones. And if you put me in, this is typical Big Brother. But if you put me in and I come back in this house, let me know. I want you to know I'm coming back. And I'm going in with the other side of the house. And like,
that's a challenge thing, too.
Yeah. But I mean, it's more like, I just think these guys are treating it more. And I guess our own foreshadowing, when Alyssa and Kylan will talk to other people, that's Big Brother talk. What happens coming up here soon?
Yeah.
So, but yeah. He basically is like, I'm gonna come back, and it's kind of like tongue in cheek, and Alyssa's like, I didn't really appreciate that. Like, I don't know why he did that, why he said it. So they're thinking like, all right, do we make a big move? And it goes on a little bit. Yeah. I
wasn't sure if they were going to do it or not. I was definitely not sure, and there were a lot of things that kind of pointed at them not doing it. So it was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Kylan and Alyssa then are talking to Justine and David. Just who are you interested in going against? And Justine doesn't want to go against Cinco and Shannon because they're her friends.
She does say that
from Love Island.
More than likely, you're going to do Love Island because it's what makes sense the way the house has been going. They say like, well, we were kind of leaning towards
X and Shan. And she's like, yep, I'm open to that. Yeah.
You know who else is in the Big Brother Alliance? On the show twice?
Enzo?
David.
Oh, David.
That's how much he doesn't do anything on those shows, in this shows, or whatever else. He's not like, what? Aren't we in this Big Brother Alliance? He's like... And
he didn't have anything to say. At least they didn't show us him saying anything in that conversation.
Well, then we have to go with what he showed us.
Right.
And it was like, all right. So they're like,
I did see him on the treadmill holding weights earlier. Like she was exercising.
He's always been exercising because he used to be overweight.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he was over. Nothing. I mean, it's great. He overcame that. He was overweight. He was bullied as a child, and he came into the house and he wanted to like show that he could do some things or whatever else, and he tried to, and then he didn't do well, and then the second time he came back and he didn't do any better, and his personality's just not there. Like
he has beautiful eyes, though. Did you see him?
Yeah,
they are really nice.
Good looking as. Yeah, I didn't
not
know
as good looking as X. Yeah. I mean, it's different. It's different.
But no, I think he doesn't even stand up for it because they don't even consider him part of the Big Brother Alliance.
Yeah, I forgot about it too. I forgot he was on Big Brother.
So, and he's on it twice.
Yeah.
So
I saw the one where he like got eliminated first, and then they were in like a secret room for a little while.
Yeah, like camp something or whatever else. Yeah. Anyway, so they're trying to figure out what they're gonna do.
Then they go talk to Tyson, and Tyson's like, in his interview, he's like, "I'm sorry, what?" Like, seems like that you're gonna like turn on each other. This is perfect.
He's like
A strong competitor.
It's like 12 seconds of them like, we're gonna do this, and he's like, are they working for me? He's like, okay, peace, I'm out, I'm in whatever you're doing, I respect you. Walks out. And then
he's like, I want to go talk to Angela, make sure it's okay. So does Alyssa. Alyssa's like, I respect Angela's opinion, I want to talk to her.
Yeah, and then she comes in and they're like, hey, we want to make sure, and she's like, and then it goes to Alyssa, who's like, they're the strongest competitors and I want them to be on my side or whatever. And they don't care either. You're doing their dirty work, and Angela even says it. She's like, that's fine, get blood on your hands, it's great, I'll help you along the way, I'll tell you what to say. But it's not like
I liked her thought process of blame it all on Shan.
Yeah, I agree.
That was a good strategy.
But in the end, Alyssa's strategy of like, I'm going to have them on my side, they're not allies for you. They don't care about this. They're like, okay, just pick people off. We're good with that.
Yeah.
It's so weird that, and even though Xavier will say later, like, they don't know how to play the game, he's kind of right. That they're just kind of like, hey, now you guys are the strongest competitors. They haven't won. They're not in power. I don't care what their bankroll is. Kylan's got a huge bankroll.
Yeah.
That's the power right now. He's got a big bankroll and he's in power. And they're just like, oh, let's ask Tyson and Angela before we do it. And they're like, don't.
It's kind of like giving me like rookie vibes that are going to go talk to Wes.
Yes, I agree.
You know what I mean?
But
they're all rookies, essentially.
She goes, now, this is the other big brother. Now, don't tell anyone about this, Angela.
We have to keep this between us.
Us and Tyson. We're the only four that know. Don't tell anyone.
Except she tells Derek.
Except for I'm going to tell Derek. But I'm not going to let the television's not going to let us know that. Producers aren't going to let us know that. But just us four are going to know the big plan. And we won't know if it's going to happen until we get into the arena. So
they go into the arena. Obviously, we know David and Justine are going in. And it looks, I wasn't sure what it was at first. It was like, it looked almost like something you got to climb. I saw glass. I saw puzzle pieces. I'm like, I don't know what this is. And Derek gets freaked out. He's like,
yeah,
X is going to be really good at this.
But don't you see these things and automatically try to name them? That's why I was like, break on through. I was like, they're going to name it break on through.
That's a good title.
I was like, that's it. But yeah,
like the song is Smash In Puzzle Out. Yeah. Break on through is way better. Well, you said it so convincingly that I thought that like you just remembered this one and that's what it was. You're like, break on through. like I would be like, oh, that's a hall brawl.
Yeah. No,
I'm like, oh, okay.
They're up there and they see it and go, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you're right. Derek's like giving her signals. He's like, don't do it. And he's like, then they go to his little confessional 101 or whatever you want to call it. He's like, I know Xavier's really good at puzzles. And this is basically writing a death certificate for David for this thing. And she looks and she lips and she goes, are you effing kidding me right now? And he's like, don't do it. And they lean over and TJ's like, all right, welcome through. And then he tells what it is, what they have to do.
Now I will say when they were talking about putting Shan and X in, I was thinking, this is really stupid because from what we've seen of David, which is not much, and Justine has been good, but I thought maybe
higher bankroll than him,
right? Yeah. I just thought that maybe he would kind of bring her down potentially because he has kind of messed up a couple times a little bit. I thought, okay, so you think that you're sabotaging him here, but Justine has a lot of money, so if they get. If X wins this, then you're just giving him like a ticket to the final.
Yeah, that would add.
And then ticking him off, and you're really like screwing yourself. That's what I thought.
I believe she's at 6,000. I believe he's at 1,000. So they'll be splitting 3,500. I think that puts him there. That puts him real close. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's not a thing to be like. I think you're right. That number that she has was a big deal.
Yeah, because last week when James was going to go in, Justine and Leo were partners. Yeah. And he was like, I want Justine's money.
Yep. Yeah. So it's a big deal, like the money that's going in there. And that has to be a thing that you have to remember. Like, do you want to run against the person in the final? In TJ's final.
TJ's final.
Yeah. So
I thought for sure, I'm like, this is stupid. Like, you're just making an enemy and giving him a ticket to the final. That's how I saw it.
And yep. And they kind of lean in, and at this point, I'm like, they're going Cinco and Shannon. Like, that's what I believe.
Same.
And even he goes, what's going to work for us this week? Kylan like sold it. I mean, he's getting good. He might be able to work this because he's like, what's going to work for us this week? And I was like, geez. And the Cats could get it back. Now it's always going to be this big deal later on that you were going to put me in possibly. And then he says the names, and everyone's just floored.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And and how do they cover it up? They're like, well, Shan's just she just kind of.
A lot of people have told me not to trust her.
Yeah, that's it. And she calls him out.
It very well.
Yeah, she calls him out. She's like, "Call a spade a spade. You're out there to get it."
And I agree. Like, I agree with Shannon in this situation for sure. Like, I get that you're trying to save face here, but like, let's be real here.
Yeah,
like, just be honest. Just be honest.
Xavier's not happy about it.
No, you could see it on his face. Yeah. Like, he looked hurt. Like, genuinely hurt. I thought.
Well, because he's over it. This is not. He's over everything that happened in the past. He doesn't want to redo it. He's
been over it.
He's here to win money.
So it was a blind
You're messing with his money. He'll bring up money later, but you're messing with winning now. The money in the past that they didn't win, he doesn't want to. Come on. Don't worry about that. Guys, this is pettiness. Jeez. What I say, he's 2008, they're 2000 late. That's what Xavier is. You're 2000. I'm so 2008, you're 2000 late. That's what he is. He's like, come on, guys, get over it.
I miss Fergie, what she's been up to.
Yeah. Singing a national anthem somewhere. So, yeah. So the thing looks like they have to bust through, right?
You break through glass. Yeah. There's different colors for you and your partner, and you have to only break through your glass, and then your partner breaks through their glass. But if you break through theirs on accident, you get a time penalty.
10 seconds.
5 seconds.
5 seconds.
But it just accumulates.
Okay.
Yeah, because I thought, I was like, oh, this isn't going to be that much. X looks like he got shot out of a freaking cannon. Yeah. I mean, just like, boom. Next one, we go through. Boom. Next one, we go through. That had to have been, not like I'm insulting their strength, but that had to have been like a lighter glass, or like they had to have had something on their glove, right? There's no way you can just, right?
No, Justine was punching through it just as easy or whatever else. He just was like bam, 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 bam to go through it and get everyone through, and bam, bam, bam. I mean, that glass doesn't work like that where it just all just shatters or whatever else. So. And
is it like the movie stuff where it's like the sugar?
Yeah. So it was like he was bam, bam, bam. They get through it. You have to dip down a little bit. Bam, 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 bam.
And then it's like a jungle gym to get the puzzle pieces.
What I was so critical of, and what I was telling you is, I don't get this. I want more rules to this.
Right.
Do they both have to get into like you said, what would be considered what we would call like a ball pit, the puzzle pit? Do they both have to get in there? Both get a piece. And then crawl all the way out.
It appeared that way.
And have to touch their feet on the ground and get back in. You're right, it appeared that way. But I would like that clarification.
Yes.
Because instead I'm like, why isn't one just like throwing it?
Right, like I'll be like, hey, I'm going to go down here.
Yeah, pushing down the hall, sliding it, and then come back and then keep doing that.
Yeah. And you couldn't start the puzzle until all the pieces were out. Also, it appeared.
So then when you have your penalty, when they're all there, then you have to wait. But that's the clarification. I got the penalty portion of it. That's not a big deal. There's got to be something in editing that going back and looking at things and not taking away the one-on-one with Kayla and her dress. Don't take that out. But the things like there's got to be editing when you get it down to an hour that it could have been TJ saying like you both have to be in the puzzle pit and both feet have to be. You each can only get one piece of puzzle. And both of your feet have to touch when you get out before you can get back in. Because clearly it was that way.
That's what it was, yeah.
So the millions of people that are now into CBS for the first time that are on the challenge.
Around 3 million viewers a week.
Are probably screaming at the TV like, that's the dumbest thing. Why didn't they just slide it there without the rules? Like, help us out here. Like, we can understand enough what TJ's going to do or what they're saying. Like, oh, I get it. Even though it's like, that's confusing. It's real quick to be like, oh, I get it. I know that. I just don't understand why they didn't explain
or even just like give us like some bullets.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just put it on the side. That would be nice.
This is totally, by the way, this is totally lacking pyro this season.
Oh my gosh, right? Oh, and I do want to touch on that. I listened to that Love War Challenges.
Mm-hmm.
They did mention that the lack of the pyro and stuff. And they also kind of say they made a point that, there's less drinking. There's less, with everybody being in the same room, they're not going to separate rooms to like drama and stuff. And they said it's been kind of sanitized for CBS.
I think so.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I would. So,
it does seem less drama. It seems a little more.
Well, I think they'll get there though, and I think that's a buildup of the show, and that's kind of what I said last week. Was just like it's coming. Right now, they're kind of in their own they're like you just kind of said they don't get to go to separate rooms, but they're in their own corners,
right?
But it's eventually going to be they're going to turn on one of the others. It's getting there.
Yeah,
it's a slow burn. But
I want another bar night. They had the one bar night.
There was nothing tonight. Yeah, that's the other thing.
And that's it. Just that first episode.
They're like, well, we'll see tonight who's in the arena, who we put in the arena. And I was like, what do you mean tonight? You guys got to go out. I want to see you guys go talk. What do you mean tonight? Like, I'm not. Nah, you guys are going to a bar, right? And then,
right, something.
Yeah. So, that's what I'm saying. I do like your point. Just do graphics of bullet points.
Yeah,
both
bullet points,
and be like, oh, okay, because there are people out there that are watching this for the first time. They're like, what? Why are they doing that? So,
and it's a little. Are they assuming that the average viewer just isn't paying this much attention? They're like playing with their kids or doing dishes or whatever, and they're not going to notice that the rules are kind of.
I guess a little bit from column A, a little bit from column B, but still, there's a little lack of it, and you just need to and just let people know, because if you want to get into it next season, which you're going to, and you're going to do a world championship on streaming on Paramount Plus, like you should be able to know what's going on if you want people to keep watching.
Right.
It was just maybe I don't think I'm being picky, but I think you're right. Maybe they're just like the average person is gonna be like whatever.
Right.
So anyway,
which I think is kind of insulting if that's what they're thinking, because it's like, give us a little more.
Sure.
Give us a little more.
But when they get all the puzzle pieces out, that's when the penalty hits, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
David and Justine had a 10-second penalty, and Xavier and Shan had a 50-second penalty. Yeah, so we're talking about a 40-second difference.
He broke all the glasses, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I still thought they were going to come ahead and win.
Boy, oh boy, did this edit make it feel like they were going to come out and
right?
win. Xavier and and Shan. They truly made this edit feel like this is happening. This is happening. And David and Justine are talking. No, this way, blah blah blah. And it looks like they've got Alyssa pacing, Kylan like hand.
Well, then Alyssa was like squatting down like this at one point too.
And then they do an aerial shot. And Xavier and Shan's is like not even close to being put together. And David
they got like one piece.
Yeah, David and Justine's is like a Tetris move away.
It did look like Tetris. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. Like this is the edit, because when they're on the ground type of thing and they're moving pieces, but the aerial, I was like, oh my God, okay, never mind. This is
for sure. Easy puzzle, I think.
Yeah,
it was very Tetris. Yeah, like whenever there's this piece, where it's like it would be 2 squares and then like 2 over and 2 down, like where it's kind of like in a lightning bolt. That always makes me think of Tetris.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So yeah, then they finish and there is a dramatic pause.
Oh yeah, that was way
and then I'm
too
like,
long.
I'm looking at the puzzle and I'm like, it looks right to me.
It was definitely right.
And then all of a sudden, and he's like, check. It's probably like a count to 3.
Sure.
And then
he's holding it up. No, the 3. It's not even like Horde. He's holding it up for 3. And he's like looking at it and he's like, you guys win. He's like, are we looking at producers? Are we sure we want them to win? Are we sure?
Is there something? Go kick one aside.
Yeah. So yeah, they win. David gets excited. Put some respect on my name. Then him and Justine are very big about giving each other like compliments. Who wanted the other, which I thought was nice.
I thought that was nice, and he was very complimentary about Justine. The one thing I didn't like though was he was like, she's got a challenge win, she's got an elimination win.
Oh boy!
There have been people that have been playing the challenge for
cringeworthy moment.
Challenge for 20 years that don't have her resume, and I'm like who? Who has played for 20 years and never won an elimination or never won a challenge? Like just a daily?
David,
like,
you do not watch the challenge if you think that she has got a resume better than people that have been doing this for 20 years.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone that's played for that amount of time that has not won one daily or one elimination.
Yeah.
They don't keep getting called.
Yeah, this was bad, yeah. Anyway, remember when Remember when Xavier said he was over it and he wants to move on and he's not thinking about Big Brother?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Well, he's not, because when he's leaving, he's like, "You guys are losers and I'm rich, and that's why Survivor's going to kick your ass, and you guys don't know how to play the game, and I'm rich." So clearly,
it was a little bit. Yeah, now he's not over.
Yeah, he's not over last year. He's still going to harp on. He's going to. Yeah. So anyway,
it's a little different
gone.
when the shoe's on the other foot.
Sure. Yeah, but he's gone, and yeah, that much. Yeah.
He's on my fantasy league team. So my fantasy league team is Kyland, Xavier, Shannon, and Ben. So I was like really excited going into the elimination tonight. I was like, ooh, this is going to be good. Mm-hmm. Like if Tyson wins, or I'm sorry, not if Tyson. If Xavier wins, it's going to be good because Kyland won.
You just triggered me about Ben. Listen, Ben, you cannot be a big Wheel of Fortune fan. You cannot last episode say you are a huge Wheel of Fortune fan, and then the very next episode say, me and my family don't watch TV. Ben, that's my message to you. Don't do that to us. Don't sit there and say, oh, I'm a huge Wheel of Fortune fan, and then turn around and be like, next episode, like, me and my family, we don't watch TV. Nope. That's why you can't do trivia. Nope.
What was the trivia question that he got wrong in regards to TV?
I think it was about the Catwoman or whatever.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, I don't even know. I don't care. The point was like, me and my family don't watch TV. Like, you just said you were a super fan of Wheel of Fortune.
All right. I do get that. I will say when I watched our podcast from last week, when you're like, okay, anyone who's like, everybody knows our STLNE.
Yeah.
They needed someone to say it though. You know what I mean? So it was like, Ben was a person that said it. I'm sure he obviously has watched episodes of Wheel of Fortune in life, you know.
He said he was a big fan.
I mean, it's good.
Yeah, it's been on forever. I mean, it's like one of your passing rituals being like, we can leave TV on at dinner, and your parents back in the day when you used to sit at the dinner table, and finally your parents like, yeah, and it would be like Wheel of Fortune. Everyone would be like, oh, what is that? Oh, okay, yeah,
it's a fun game.
Yeah, I'd figure it out. Like, oh, all right, yeah, life's a beach. Oh, we all got it. All right,
it's a prize puzzle.
Yeah. So RCLNE. Oh, she's so dumb. She didn't get RCLNE. But anyway, then he turns around and he's like, we don't watch TV. So, all right, Ben, sorry.
Maybe Wheel of Fortune doesn't count.
Wheel of Fortune is TV.
It's not like a series.
It's TV.
Okay.
You just said they don't watch TV.
I don't know why, but I just like kind of like him for some reason.
Because he's on your fantasy team. It doesn't count. Yeah. There's nothing else to fall on. There's nothing else to fall on besides he's on your fantasy team.
And he likes Wheel of Fortune, and so do I.
He doesn't. It was like you said, it was a hand-fed thing from
all right
production. Like, here, why don't you just say this? He's like, okay,
we'll give him another chance.
Mm-hmm.
Got a little. Or wait, let's do one loss. Let's do our categories. So you say,
no, I just
Kira won episode.
No, she wore the best. She wore it the best. That's all.
Won the episode. Justine.
Why?
Because I didn't think I should give it to David, but I could give it to David.
No, David doesn't win it. Justine doesn't win it. I'm gonna give it to Alyssa, to be honest with you. You can't turn around and say she might be mega mind, but she's not the sharpest crayon in the box. Like, I was like, huh?
That was rude.
I was like, what do you mean? You just called her mega mind, but she's not the sharpest crayon? Like, so
yeah, I don't know what that means.
I'm gonna give it to Alyssa. She was kind of like, by her edit. It could be the other way around. Kylan could have done it. By her edit, it was like, it's time.
She went for
it. And I mean, I question like how many people she told or whatever else, but I give it to her.
Yeah.
X
loss.
Xavier.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. That was very contradicting of him. Yeah.
I find him to be I've always thought he was kind of like a classy guy. I didn't like how he went out.
I honestly didn't really care for him on Big Brother. He played the part of I'm just a bartender, but he's a lawyer. To say and then to turn around and say I played a straight up game. It's okay, but call people petty. But then he says that on the way out. I'm rich. You guys aren't. Like, come on. I'll give that he lost the episode.
Cringeworthy moments.
Tyson was up there. What was the other one? The that I said, and I might have said it in jest or whatever else.
What was there maybe the Leo with the Cass?
Oh, you said that, but you also the Tyson one was there. There was one other one though, but
Eisenhower.
Yeah, those were there. I maybe it's just Tyson. Like she has a smart face. I didn't know where he was going.
Oh yeah,
with
that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah, you brought that up, and then I said something later that was cringy, but I think I was just trying to be funny. But I just don't get the point of that.
Maybe it wasn't meant that way, and we're just taking it that way. But it gave me uncomfortable feelings.
I'll give you this: if we are taking that way, there might be someone who leaves a message and calls us snowflakes. So, and you know what? I'm fine either way if someone takes it that way, because if you watch it and you go, I don't know about that.
Right.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. It gave me, I wasn't into it.
Not at all. So.
MTV versus CBS. I would say the big difference this week was it was just the one question for trivia instead of you get, three strikes.
You get rounds.
Or if you get one right, you can sabotage someone.
Yeah.
I did like that. When they've done that on seasons past, where I get it so that I can give an X to whoever else is on with me. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Is that a situation? Well, because in other challenges, usually you have males and females that split up, but they've got 11, so that would have 11 pairs or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
It'd just be the groups that went up together, like on All Stars.
I would like to see that.
Because then everybody has to put themselves out there. Like
who
I'm against, who I'm going for, who I'm not, who I'm working with.
They really dropped the ball there.
Right?
Yeah, they should have done that. Like, put an X on
and
them.
It builds the anticipation also of...
Instead of just one question. Yeah, you really should have done it that way. You're right. Because then you would have been like, okay, well, sorry, we had to do it that way. And then it would have been like, well, I want to go see that. Instead of like who I can take their money from and be like, I want to go against them because they gave me an X or whatever else. I do like that. But I don't know if it works that way for the loser run. Yeah, it still works either way. That two people doubling up on another, but yeah. As far as other things, like what would Bananas do? Probably same as Alyssa.
I think so too.
I think
for sure.
I think she
100%.
And he would have waited till the last minute. He wouldn't have said go home, but I don't think he would have told as many people. But he would have been like, you know what, this is what you get. I mean, and we know that we've seen him in the past. He does not forget.
No,
he'll forgive on his little. Again, when I say they go on, these little things where they get paid for appearances, he'll be nice to him or whatever, but he won't forget. So I think he would have done the same thing Alyssa did. So I thought she was fine with this. The algorithm, which perfect algorithm, is continue to go this way, but I think it's still going to get more and more interesting that they're going to just start to turn on each other. And I honestly don't think this Survivor, Big Brother, Amazing Race,
it's not going to last.
I don't even think it's a big deal. I don't even know why they're trying to make it be like, well, they're Big Brother or Survivor Strong. I really don't see why they're doing it unless it's kind of pushed like, well,
it's an easy alliance. Like it's just, you know what I mean?
Big Brother, most of them were on episodes. Survivor, not a lot of them were on the same episodes or whatever else.
Seasons,
yeah. So like, I don't know if it's production pushing this way or whatever. It just seems weird to me that all of a sudden, like, oh, this person was on season whatever and this one's on 35, but since we're on Survivor, we should be working together. Well, not really. You don't have to. Like, people don't have to get along because they have mutual things in common.
Right.
It's not, they're just mutual things. They didn't both sign up for it to be like, now I just want to forever be in this. It's not like they're in a fraternity or sorority.
Right.
Like they were like, oh, we're going to keep this secret.
But I think from some of them, it kind of is.
For some of them,
like it builds that, like that brotherhood, that sisterhood with being on that show together or just being on that show.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess maybe the fraternity sorority analogy isn't there, but isn't right. But I just don't understand why that's a big deal because, we're looking at some Big Brother and it's not there. I mean, David, they're just completely like, not even,
I don't care about
and
poor
then,
guy.
Listen, and then the other thing is, everyone forgets. Oh, Azza was in it too.
Yeah.
The only thing she says is like, "Oh, we're on a Big Brother."
She's been
chat.
laying low, but in a good way.
Okay, you're on a Big Brother chat. Well, great. Welcome to the show, Azza. We just now got to see you for the first time confessional.
Mm-hmm. So I liked her dress. That was fun. Kind of the ruffly. Did you see that? The white ruffly.
I was too blinded by the other one.
Got just a little bit of tea.
Sure.
So Wes, I'm going to show you, is kind of trolling Tyson on Twitter.
Oh my God, they're gonna have a swimming race.
They could.
These guys are gonna have the biggest douche off ever.
So you know how Tyson is like
A
super
D1 swimmer, yeah. He
well,
told me.
yes, but super into
Himself.
pickleball.
Oh, is he really?
Like his bio, I think, says like, I am pickleball.
Oh, is he now?
Right. So then Wes put greatest pickleball player in all of reality television.
Oh, that's pretty good. All right. I like this.
Right?
Yeah.
So I like it because we've mentioned they're kind of adjacent to each other and how they play the game. So I thought that was really funny. The other
swimmers, Division 1.
Wes was not a Division 1 swimmer.
He went to Missouri.
No, he went to ASU.
Are you sure?
Almost positive.
Didn't he swim at Missouri?
I recently rewatched Real World
Wait, I
Austin.
think Tyson swam at Missouri.
Tyson swam somewhere,
He's the
but not Wes. Wes is an excellent swimmer, but he didn't swim at Arizona State.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I watched Denver, like not Denver. I just watched Denver also, but I watched Austin not long ago. Yep, I'm right.
He swam at Arizona?
He did not swim at Arizona. He just went to Arizona.
Oh, God. He talks about swimming way too much. Well, Tyson swam D1. That's a different.
And where did Tyson swim?
Missouri.
Missouri.
I'm just making that up. I don't know. He said he swam D1.
I mean, I buy it, of course. I have another thing. Derek got married over the weekend to his now wife, Lindsay.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of challenge people were there. I guess Jenna had introduced Derek to Lindsay, the bride.
Okay.
And lots of challenge people there. Yes. Kellyanne, Ryan, Darrell, Mark, Jenna, Zach, Veronica, Kenny. So yeah, they were all there.
Bananas didn't go?
Well, he's still filming 38 right now.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right.
So congratulations to him. Happy for him.
Congratulations to him. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's it. That's for the tea.
That's all I have for tea.
Right.
I know.
Wes was in the state
champion.
of Missouri.
I think he's on the Kansas side.
He's a suburb of Kansas City.
He's KCK, not KC Mo.
Worst. Those are the worst suburbs of all.
Eventually you need to tell me this Kansas City weird thing that you have.
Do not like Kansas City.
I know I will talk about it off camera.
Just don't like it
yet.
Yeah. Anyway, congratulations, you state champion.
That is awesome.
It was awesome. Tyson was a Division I swimmer. They'll tell you it over and over again. I like that he said, I am pickleball. I'm sure he's probably pretty good. He doesn't breathe very heavy when he gets close to the kitchen because he wants to throw you off. It's
the kitchen. Yeah.
It's a cycling trick, by the way. That's what you do. So I'm sure he's going to pull that off on West if they ever played against each other. So.
Oh my God. It'd be great. Corey was going to do a boxing match, but they postponed it to like September.
This is like the second or third time he's tried to do some dumb celebrity boxing match, isn't it?
Corey, I don't think so. No. Like Fessy's done it.
Oh, Fessy wanted to do it. CT was like, "You're out of your mind."
But Fessy has done it. So is Josh. So is Casey. They did one like this time last year.
Let's say real quick before we go, one last thing. Josh has a perm. What's going on?
Oh yeah, I sent that picture to you. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's perm, but it sure looks like it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
got a perm.
It's just an interesting choice.
Go on social media. Check it out.
He's been working out a lot. Proud of that. But
sorry.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this perm, but people are doing it. My friend just permed her friend's hair for Ragbri. I think he's doing it facetiously though.
All right, you want me to tell you a quick story?
Okay. All right, here we go.
Before we go.
Did you ever have a perm?
Let me tell you a story before we go. My parents let me do a lot of crazy things when I was growing up. They didn't tell me no quite a bit, except for like I was going to get in trouble or do something really bad. For third grade, for some reason, here's what I asked for my birthday.
Oh my God, stop. Okay,
I
I'm
asked
sorry.
for a shirt that looked like the exact same shirt from a video by a group named Wham to a song Wake Me Up Before You Go Go. The shirt said, choose life. The second thing I asked for in 3rd grade was my brother and my dad's hair is very, very strong and curly.
Yes.
Mine is very, very thin. I want a perm. My mom was like, you want what? And I was like, I want a perm. She's like, you're kidding me. I'm like, nope, that's what I want. These two parents of mine who are not
people.
telling their kid no, decided that, yep, we're going to give him a perm, which is short for permanent. It wasn't permanent, but I got one. Oh, my God. And then they gave me a shirt that said, choose life. Hold on. I'm not done.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Here's a 9-year-old kid. Also in 3rd grade, I want to add one more thing at the end of the story. I want a paperclip in 3rd grade. Here's a kid walking around 3rd grade with a perm in his hair and a shirt that says choose life, a political statement at 9 years old.
Good
that
for
the parents
you.
are like, that's what he wanted. And I'm like, what? I didn't know what I was doing at all. Keep in mind, Monday through Thursday, if I might have maybe wore this shirt, choose life, I probably was wearing sweatpants, parachute pants. I don't know if you know what those are, or whatever else, blue jeans.
Some
I don't know.
Day-Glo.
Monday through Thursday. But on Friday in 3rd grade, I was wearing every Friday to school a collared shirt and a clip-on tie. Every Friday in 3rd grade. Do you want to know why?
Yes.
Because Alex P. Keaton
Oh,
wore one on
Alex P.
Family
Keaton.
Ties every Thursday night, so the next day I would. This is not a lie. This was my 3rd grade year. The most insane thing in the world.
That's adorable.
But yes, I had a perm. The answer, long story short. I don't know if that's adorable.
Did you
or
just
not.
do it that one time, or did you do it again?
Oh, no, that was it.
Okay.
I figured that out right away. I was like, this is not good.
Did it end up being the tight curls or the loose curls?
I believe it was more tight or whatever else. But eventually I was like, we're shaving this off, right? And everyone's like, yeah, good call.
Was it long? So it was kind of like a Jerry curl?
No, I
situation?
wish.
Like the my uncle did that for years.
That's
like
a different story when the different story along the way. Someday when we get to the crisscross phase in 1992, when I had braided my hair.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
so different story, different day. But so the perm thing, I'll give you a pass, Josh, one time. But I was also 9. What are you, 39? Come on.
He's
don't.
not that old.
I know, just stop. Don't jump because I know I'm older than that. Don't jump all over that like that. But yes, anyway. That's my story time. And I can't believe we just did that. We just spent that much time on at the end of our podcast. So,
well, follow us on.
See, this is why I said I was going to go down some tangent. I said from the beginning of the show.
I kind of like it when you do. Wait, what is it? Off the no ledge.
Yeah, no ledge. Yeah, the no ledge. I said something about 5th grade and something about Conway Twitty. I said I'd go down some random path, and here I did. I went down a random path. So I apologize for everyone listening that I kept on this podcast for 7.5 more minutes. So, but now you know more about me.
Isn't it great? Building relationships and
there
stuff.
There you go. Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter, Final Alliance 1, Instagram, Final Alliance, on YouTube. We are Final Alliance Podcast. Please subscribe, comment. We want to hear everything you have to say, including your opinion on Jay's perm in 3rd grade and interesting fashion choices in comparison also to Josh and his perm, maybe. Who knows? And on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast, we are Final Alliance Podcast.
Good to have you back. Cheers it up.
Oh, cheers. There's this show I've been loving on ABC. It's on after The Bachelorette, which I've been watching that, of course. It's called Claim to Fame.
Oh, yeah.
You been watching that shit?
Just got through
It's
two
so good.
episodes.
It's so good.
I told Chelsea last night, I'm like, listen, there's a show out there that people are saying it's really good. And she's like, I don't know.
I wish they didn't tell us though.
I didn't. I said the same thing.
I wish we had to guess.
I was like, and then I was like, oh, that person's
But then
out. That person's out. Like when they started filling it in, I'm like, that person's out. Don't care.
I love.
And we'll end episode 2, but I don't care. You can tell
Is
me.
it Brittany?
Yeah, yeah, Brett Favre's daughter.
Yeah, I love her. I love her.
I was like, oh, Joe Montana. She looks more like I forget her name. You know who she looks like?
Lauren Conrad
A little bit.
and Christine Taylor.
Is that Ben Stiller's wife?
Yes.
Yeah. I had Christine Taylor. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and she does look like Elsie. Yeah,
Both
you're
of them.
definitely right. Yeah.
And then I was like, Brett Favre.
I was like, nah. I was like, this bullshit. And then I watched her, and I was like, oh, she's got his nose. Okay, yeah. Like, but I was like, bullshit.
Right. I'm living for the country guy because it's like the average person doesn't listen to country music enough to know. And like I have no idea, but I love that like
I think it's Tim McGraw's
no,
nephew.
it's somebody less than that. Maybe Jason Aldean's cousin or brother.
I wouldn't know. Jason Aldean, that's a trio. That's not a guy. It's a country music trio.
Oh, I thought Jason Aldean was just like the one dude.
No, Jason Aldean. No, it's 3 dudes. Jason Aldean.
Oh, he's asshole.